Chapter 8. The Stuff of Legends. Her mount was no Ronihan, and the beast was frail. It stumbled under her whenever a hoof skidded on the glazed ice. She could feel its heart strain against its gaunt ribs. But as soon as she was 30 or 40 paces beyond her companions, Linden began to draw earth power from the staff, using its vitality to nurture her horse as well as to warm her numb skin, her cold, stiff limbs. Surely she would not endanger Covenant and Jeremiah now, when her mount increased the distance between them with every stride. Gradually the horse grew stronger. Its gait increased toward a gallop as she fed it with the substance of life. Then she crossed the crest of the rise, and Barrick's camp appeared like a tapestry woven of fires and tents and wagons. Picket lines and latrines, gridded pain, exhaustion, and graves. The encampment seemed huge, although she knew that it was not. The surrounding dark dwarfed it. Nevertheless, it was all that the night contained. The larger host of Barrick's foes lay beyond the reach of her senses. Even the stars were lessened by the human multitude of the camp's fires. As she crossed the ridge, she was already near enough to see individual figures, dim, tottering shapes that moved among the tents and campfires. Most of the tents were small, hardly big enough for 2 or 3 warriors to share their meager warmth, but a few were larger. Mess tents, perhaps, or command posts. One of these occupied the center of the encampment. Linden guessed that it was barracks. However, 3 of the tents were the size of pavilions, and their burden of suffering drew her toward them immediately. Enclosed by thick clusters of wagons, they had been erected along the northern edge of the encampment as far as possible from any attack, and they called out to every dimension of her health sense, beseeching her for succor. There the most grievously wounded of Barrick's army carried on their faint and fading struggle for life. Linden was an unskilled horsewoman, but she knew enough to turn her mount's head so that the beast directed its lengthening strides toward the pavilions. At the same time, she urged more power from the staff to protect the horse from slipping on the treacherous slope. In that way, she